Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who tune into these videos. Alright, so as you can see on my screen, I'm not going to read anything. I'm just going to show, because you yourself, you could do your own research, and measure the times diligently. But pretty much, what I'm saying, I'm letting you know pretty much that I'm blowing the trumpet of Zion. So like how it says in Joel 2, I'm blowing the trumpet of Zion so that, the people of the Lord, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, can hear that alarm. And if you don't know what that alarm means, by now, well, pretty much then you need to pray for faith. You need to pray for that the Lord opens up your eyes and that He shows mercy upon you, because the Lord's about to, visit this place, and you don't want to be caught, pretty much doing the wrong thing, when the Lord is visiting this place. You gotta have the like, in a sense, the blood of the Lamb on your doorstep, so that that the Lord doesn't visit you and judges you with the wicked. I'm not gonna read the article. Like I said, you could read it yourself, but you can pretty much see where things are leading, and it's all going to lead to the mark of the beast. I'm not going to say, that this is on the screen is the mark of the beast, because I'm saying that the implementation of the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, but then with everything that's coming out on the news, you know very well not to take, what's on the screen here, because they're saying a whole bunch of stuff, that, like, I don't want to say certain things, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, there's another article that I didn't pull up. It says that the mRNA, it's more of like a nanotechnology that goes into your body and does things, so already off the bat, I'm recommending not to take that. I'm not recommending to pretty much settle in this society in Babylon, because we know that, because I'm blowing this trumpet in Zion, because we're seeing the times, we're measuring them, and we know that we don't got that much long left. And so because of that, we know that the adversary, the devil, Easy E, Sleazy E, he knows that he has just about a short time, so he's gonna expedite these things. So don't be surprised when you see. So so as I was saying, don't be surprised when you see more and more articles like these, start popping off. So I want to read this, because I'm blowing the trumpet of Zion, and warning you, to be wary, to be watchful of a thing called the mark of the beast, that's in the scriptures, specifically in the book of Revelation, because now, and I'm going to bring up the judgment if you take the mark of the beast, but I want to read this first in Mark 8, verse 34. It says, "And we had called the people unto him with his disciples also. He said unto them, Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." So we're going to pretty much deny ourselves in this walk, in this straight and narrow, the few walk, and the other, the broad, where everyone leads, that leads to death. But doing that, you have to pretty much be born again, deny the flesh, deny all these things, these that are carnal, that tie you down to this world, because we know that this world ain't got that much long to last. And then, so we got to bear that indignation. We gotta bear that same, that walk that Yahushai did, because as servants of Yahushai, we're gonna walk similar paths, similar, turmoils, similar, chastisements. Because pretty much the world has it against us, because, like I said, Sleazy E, he's like a roaring lion right now, and he's gonna come down with the sword, because he knows that he had but a short time. So reading back at Mark 8, verse 34, reading at the last part, it says, "And take up his cross and follow me." Verse 35 says, "For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it." So that's what I'm preaching. That's what I'm blowing the trumpet of, to save you. Because like in the event in a building and there's a fire alarm, you take heed to that alarm, because you wanna stay safe. You don't want to get burnt up and get judged pretty much. So you're supposed to, adhere, take heed to this alarm, and then, with the fear of the Lord, you persuade men, but you pretty much have to seek your own salvation. You gotta get saved from the coming fire, because this place is about to get burnt with thermonuclear missiles, and then so you have to start, somewhere. Why not start with this trumpet that I'm blowing? But so back at the scripture says, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So if you abide by, what's going on in the news, I'm not gonna pull it. I'll pull it up just show for a quick second. If you're gonna, follow along like a sheep following the wicked, to the slaughter, you're not pretty much you're not going to save your life. You don't see that it's what's going on pretty much because the Lord has blinded you. You have to understand very well the times and seasons that we're in. Because if you continue to walk that path, you think you're walking to the slaughterhouse because that's where some green pastures at. You're not saving your soul because it may seem as a profitable route, easier, it's broad. There's not a lot of hills that way. It's actually downhill. It's not going to profit you because if you like the scripture says, I'm gonna read it again, verse 36. It says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world?" The easy path, the broad that everyone leadeth, that everyone walketh, that leadeth to destruction. It says, and loses his own soul, because that's ultimately what's going to happen. Because the only thing that's going to save you is if you're of the hopeful elect. The 144,000, the 1/3 who are doing the things that they're supposed to be doing down here. And one of the things that the hopeful elect is going to be doing, to contend for that salvation, is they're going to be doing these videos. They're going to be doing the work. They're going to be searching the scriptures day and night, and preparing for that wedding of when Yahushua returns. And then verse 37 says, "Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" So we're not gonna buckle under pressure. No matter how many commercials they show us, because we know pretty much this is sealed in our minds, the judgment that's going to happen if you receive the mark of the beast. And so this is Revelation 14, verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So there's a judgment for receiving that mark of the beast. I would advise that you adhere to this warning, to this trumpet being blown. And verse 11 says, "And the smoke of the torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name." So that's pretty much what the main thing about this video is. You have to understand that if you stay in this burning building, you're gonna get burnt. It ain't a small like what's a small fire? Like it's not a small firecracker fire. Like this is all types of fires. It's the oil fire, electric fire, chemical fire. And there's no escape from this building, except if you walk this straight and narrow path and listen, adhere to the alarm that's being being blown. So another precept I had, because I had RT, because I was watching the news, and I was thinking I'm gonna do a video on this, but I think I was just gonna do a video just on the front page. Because these times we're measuring them, we're seeing what's happening outside the window, and we know pretty much that there's about to be a fire happening on this earth. So this building fire, it's planned. The Lord is gonna pretty much destroy this place. Once He seals the elect, and then sends all the plagues down to Babylon. When He returns, He's going to send missiles down this place. But prophecy still has to be fulfilled. We're still pretty much in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Just wait until the government starts coming knocking on doors, and forcing this on you, taking things away from you and giving you things, and it ain't gonna be good things. All right, so this is 1 Peter 5, verse 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." So if you're not, stable, if you don't know what's going on, you're gonna be out there with your pants down. You know, if you catch my drift, you're gonna be out there not knowing what you're doing. Pretty much like if you're not wearing the whole armor of Yahweh by Shem Shai, you're pretty much going into the battle without your helmet. You're gonna get hit. You become a target pretty much. All right, so like I was saying with this RT right here. So like right now on the front page, it's Facebook and Instagram go down for reasons unknown. Something went wrong. We already know what that's about. Now actually like I use Instagram to speak with my my girlfriend, and I would send her pictures, and then pretty much I got suspended off of Instagram just because of a direct message that I sent to my girlfriend, showing you that there's no place to hide. Even if you're just DMing a person, the elites are still seeing what you're posting, and they're going to take down what you're posting. But I'm not going to click the thing because you already know that pertains to the famine of the word. Because this trumpet's going to be blown for a little season. And then once the elect is sealed, to the people who whether they hear or forbear it, the ones who hear it, once they're sealed, that's when the judgments are going to start, happening every day. Like it's going to be evident that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai is visiting this place. And then I'm not going to read this article, but like right here in this one it says ghost guns and red flags. Biden calls gun violence an epidemic, fires off anti-gun executive orders. So he's going for the guns, and a lot of people in America, like there's more guns than people here. So this is pertaining to prophecy is going to be the uproars of the people. People aren't going to regard their kings and princes, which that's what Biden is pretty much the modern day king of Babylon. So it's no coincidence that after he did this executive order, he went out there speaking. You see the picture right there, that there was a pretty much a scenario over there in Texas of a shooting, a gunman. And like be prepared to see these articles over and over again up until the internet gets taken down. Be prepared for your loved ones, receiving that mark of the beast. Because like the 144,000, the 1/3 of the ones who are going to get delivered, that's a big number. But the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, that's a bigger number. So it's going to be loved ones that are going to be part of that number. It may not be for everybody. Some people might see their family come with them. Others won't. But as far as numbers going, be prepared to see people pretty much bend the knee and receive this mark of the beast. And let's see what other article they got. And then this one right here, it says epidemic label and dissident for Constitution shows Biden. I already read that, Slakia. This is more Biden. You can see, and it's Jake too. Jake's the one that goes hardest for this country, as you can see in that picture. But yeah, this is the one that I thought I was going to read. It says the European Court of Human Rights has just opened the door for mandatory COVID-19 vaccines across the continent, and that's good. I'm gonna speak very very nice about this, because this is prophecy being fulfilled. This is actually good news to the men of the Lord. Because we know, I ain't gonna take it, but we know that people are gonna take it. Friends and families gotta take it, because not only is the elect of the nation of Israel need to be sealed, but the wicked who are gonna be, slaughtered for destruction, like I read in Revelation 14, they need to be sealed too, but they gotta get sealed in a carnal way. All right, so I'll read a few more precepts. This is Ephesians 5, verse 15. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." And a wise man is going to take heed to this call, this warning. And the wicked are just going to fall into destruction. And verse 16, it says, "Redeeming the time, because the days are evil." We're measuring the times diligently. Just as it says in 2nd Ezra, I believe 6, verse 9. Measure thou the time diligently. And just real quick, I want to read the account of because all these things that are going to happen, we're going to see, the Lord visit this place. The curses, the same from Egypt happen again here in modern day Egypt, which is America. But then specifically with the people, because a lot of these people who have these weapons, they're not going to just hand them away. And then how the president was saying that there's a lot of ghost guns, there's a lot of pretty much makeshift guns. That's going into like crossbows and bow and arrows. Anything that the government deems a threat. A weapon, a pencil, even. Because anything is used a weapon. Well, Cain slew Abel with a stone. So it's not a gun violence problem. It's a problem of violence because the Edomites are on the earth. And as the king is, so are the people. Roughly paraphrasing that precept. So everybody is pretty much they have a spirit of violence on them. But not the men of the Lord. We're wise as serpents and harmless as doves. We're not going to partake in any of these, fight for your rights or whatever. George Floyd protests. That's not where the men of the Lord are supposed to be at. The men of the Lord are supposed to be, circumspect. Not as fools, because redeeming the time. They're evil. We know that, to pretty much hide ourselves from these, things that are about to happen, about to take place. All right, so I'm going to read this in 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Like I showed you that picture. They're not gonna give away these weapons that they hold so dear, just easily. Like a lot of these people are pretty much suicidal. Like I say, I don't advocate for any of these things. I'm a nice guy, but I'm telling you through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Hashem Shai as a prophet, that these things will take place. I can't speak for the other man, but I could definitely assume that a lot of these people are gonna fight with swords in their hands. Because they're not gonna abide by the laws that are being written right now, these executive orders. All right, so verse 16 it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So they're not going to regard these executive orders. They're not going to regard these government officials taking your children and doing things to them, putting abominable things inside of their body. To the best of our abilities, we're not going to, and our loved ones aren't going to take the mark of the beast. But verse 17 says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to be so bad out there that it's going to be like right out of a movie. You got to be as pilgrims, yes, but then you have to still be circumspect because it's going to be like live or let die out there. It's a dog eat dog world, and it's going to get worse. And then verse 18 says, "For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." So get ready for these things to manifest. Get ready for these things to, pretty much, come at your doorstep. And the way to get ready is you got to, listen, take heed to this warning, this trumpet that's being blown. So, that's the end of this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rachak Wadash, and Shalom Akim.